everyone, welcome to another Power Talk with Archanna, another capsule of wisdom with none other than Jagdish Kini. Let's welcome Jagdish. Hello Jagdish, how are you doing?
Hi, Archana. Thank you. Thank you for having me here. Pleasure.
Pleasure. All right, Jagdish, let's talk about your favorite topic, my favorite topic, and the need of the hour, the vulnerability. Tell me one thing, you often talk about making vulnerability your strength. How does that happen?
Yes, once you begin to understand vulnerability, actually you can make it a strength. Vulnerability is our most accurate measure of courage. Courage is a word which comes from the Latin word courage. And what it actually means is telling your story from your heart. And to me, courage is when you allow, when you acknowledge, appreciate, accept, and allow events in your life to happen. It's about, when you take feedback on the way you have behaved with others. But when you share what others don't know about you, then you are actually becoming vulnerable. And becoming vulnerable is not about winning or losing. It's about standing up for what you believe in and be ready to be seen. Dr. Brené Brown in her research clearly mentions that when you try to shun pain and shame, you also shun joy and happiness.
Yeah.
The research shows that people who embrace vulnerability as a part of life become wholehearted people. As per her, vulnerability is at the core of meaningful human experience. If you're not willing to be vulnerable in any way, you will miss out on some wholesome experiences. Vulnerability is the birthplace of things like of emotions and things like joy, love. Vulnerability is a risk we have to take if we want to experience connection. Our brains are made to connect. So therefore, if you want to experience connection, if you want to reach out to people, if you want to be with people, and you want to really succeed, then you perhaps will have to be vulnerable. And once you become vulnerable, you begin to realize it is a major strength.
Absolutely wonderful. Would you like to share some experiences or any event that will help us understand this better?
Yeah, I can share two experiences. One which most men would have experienced maybe 37, no, it was about 40 years ago. My wife, I asked her out for the first date, and that was making myself vulnerable. I was absolutely scared that she would say no. So that's really being vulnerable, when you overcome your fear, and you say, yeah, I mean, at the most, she'll say no, okay, fine, but then you're becoming vulnerable. And the fact that I became vulnerable, we've been married now for 37 years. So that's the joy of being vulnerable. But the other thing which more towards business is, I was coaching a CEO of a large firm, and one of the things we were working on was his anger management. And in the deep discussions, there was one of his aha moments, and he said, "Oh my God, who am I to spoil their day?" And there was pin drop silence after that, and I could see that he was introspecting. I thought he was really thinking about something which he wanted to share, but I was not too sure. And that kind of silence can actually be very, very threatening silence, And I looked at him, waited for a long time, and then I said, "What's happening to you now?" And and he said, "Sir, can I use my phone just for a moment?" Generally, we don't allow phone calls and all during a coaching session. But I knew this was a moment which was something very important for him. So I said, "Go ahead." And he picked up the phone. It was switched off. He started the phone. He called the number. And all he said was, "Yaar, mujhe maaf kar do. I'm really sorry. I want to meet you this weekend." And he burst into tears.
Yeah.
I waited for some more time and he put the phone down. I said, "What was that?" He said, "This person whom I spoke to just now is one of my closest friends in my life. And we've been friends for 25 years. And year and a half ago, there was a misunderstanding. And in that misunderstanding, we haven't spoken to each other after that." And I was thinking he was
Oh,
wrong. He's thinking I'm wrong. But today I realized it doesn't matter who's wrong and who's right.
true.
What matters is we move ahead and we become one again. And he said, "I've called him this weekend. I'm
True.
sure he'll come. And thank you for getting me my friend back." Now that's being vulnerable.
Lovely. Great, Jagdish. So good to know about this wonderful aspect. And yes, as you very rightly said, it's time to let go your fears. Don't hold on to things. That's the only way forward. For my audience, stay with us. There's lots more coming in.